It is 10 days till the man burns, and today we're talking about wearing glasses at Burning Man. As one of you lovelies in the comments was asking about wearing glasses at Burning Man, Nadia Truanov, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, hi. So I figured I would do a video about it, and I have done one about wearing contact lenses and kind of what a nightmare it can be wearing them. And I know a lot of contact lens wearers will probably bring glasses as backups as well and find that they do need to rely on them sometimes. So my number one tip for glasses wearers is to bring a backup pair. Especially if you have the kind of eyesight where, you know, not wearing glasses is just not an option for you. Without your glasses, you are just kind of lost in a hazy, blurry world. If you don't happen to have like an old pair just kicking around that you can just use as your backup pair, then you can pick them up quite cheap online. I know in some places you can't do that, in some places it's a bit complicated. But, you know, for some of you that might work. You might be able to get a cheap pair online instead of kind of forking out a fortune. Especially because Burning Man does tend to trash glasses. So if you do have like an expensive pair that you usually wear and you can get hold of cheap ones, then it might be an idea to bring along those cheap ones instead of your really nice expensive ones. For your spare pair as well, it's a good idea to just keep them in your vehicles so they are nice and safe and clean, and then if you don't end up needing them at Burning Man, you have like a nice clean pair to put on for the long drive back. You will want to bring along cases for your glasses as well. I prefer the hard style ones because I've had a few pairs of glasses where I've just, you know, if accidentally trodden on them, you know, usually they're inside a bag and I've like trod on the bag or dropped the bag and the glasses have broken. And I find, you know, with a hard case, you don't need to worry about that so much. They're really going to protect them properly. If you are going to go for a soft case, you know, normally they're like open at one end, then you might want to keep it inside a Ziploc bag just to try and limit like how much dust is getting on them when you are not wearing them, because dust can be a real problem with the lenses. You know, your lenses are going to be frequently getting covered in dust. You're going to need to clean them quite a lot. But obviously, you know, dust is abrasive. So if you just like take them off and rub them clean, then you are rubbing the dust against them and it can scratch the lenses or dull the lenses. The best way to clean them really is with water, just like pouring water over them to get that dust off so that it's not going to scratch your lenses when you rub it. But you need to be really careful if there's like metal parts on the glasses because obviously it can rust those parts. And if you're kind of not in a position to be able to give them like a wash with water, then try just blowing on them instead and just like blowing the dust off rather than rubbing them. And hopefully you will avoid scratching them up too much. I really like to bring along these like wipes that are specifically for cleaning glasses because I find that they get them like much cleaner than you can get them yourself. You know, obviously like when you use those, make sure you've like cleaned them off with water or, you know, got the dust off first because still, you know, if you're rubbing those wipes against the lenses, it's going to rub any dust against the lens and possibly scratch them. That's why it's not a good idea to bring your expensive glasses. With goggles, there are a lot of options now for, you know, goggles that you can wear with glasses. If you look for kind of like motocross or ski goggles, then you should be able to find some that you can wear with your glasses. It is obviously better if you can like test them out in advance and make sure, you know, they do actually work really well with your glasses, they fit with your glasses, and they don't kind of push the arms of your glasses into the side of your head because like when my glasses get pushed into the side of my head, you know, when you wear like big headphones, it really starts to like hurt behind your ears a bit. But I know for a lot of you that's probably not going to be an option. You're probably ordering online. So make sure you check the measurements of them and the measurements of your glasses so you can kind of get an idea if your glasses are actually going to fit underneath the goggles. Also, goggles that are designed to be worn with glasses, they tend to work better if you've got like thin arms on the glasses rather than like big, wide, thick arms. You can actually get goggles that have like prescription lenses. I think swimming goggles are probably the cheapest option when it comes to that. But, you know, it's a bit of an investment if you don't kind of swim or, you know, do the sports or whatever the goggles are designed to really be used for. You know, it might be a bit expensive if you are, you know, just planning to use those goggles for Burning Man. Especially as Burning Man is only once a year. So, you know, by the next time you want to go, maybe your prescription will have changed and those goggles won't be so good for you anymore. With sunglasses, you know, there's also a ton of variety. You can get those like auto tint lenses. You can get like the things that you kind of stick on that you can like flip up that just turn them into sunglasses. You can get prescription sunglasses. You know, there is quite a lot of choice out there. But the one thing with sunglasses, if you are kind of going out on a daytime adventure and you think that you will be back before dark, it's still worth taking along your regular prescription ones just in case you don't make it back before dark. It sucks to be walking around in the dark with sunglasses on because they are the only glasses you've got on you, and you know, if you take them off you can't see, but when you put them on the world is very, very dark. Another good option is to get those like strings that you can put on the arms of your glasses and then you can kind of wear them like a glasses necklace. especially if you have like the eyesight, you know, where you like put them on and take them off a lot. Because, you know, when they're on a string, you are much less likely to kind of take them off and put them down somewhere and then maybe forget them. It's much easier to kind of be able to put them on and take them off if they're not like in a case that's in your bag somewhere and you have to like root through your bag. You could get a case with like a clip or something so you could like clip it onto your bag, but you know, could just have a glasses necklace too. I think having them like blow off your face in a strong wind is like kind of an unlikely scenario, but you know, maybe it's possible. Maybe you will be unlucky and find that happen. So, you know, maybe a string is a good idea just to make sure that that can't happen, especially if your glasses don't fit very well. You know, if you're ordering them online cheap, you know, they're not exactly a super good fit. But still, I think you'd have to be really unlucky for that to happen. So I hope this was helpful, guys. If any of the rest of you have any tips or tricks for wearing glasses at Burning Man and kind of how to look after them, how not to lose them, how not to just completely destroy them, then let us know in the comments below. And if you see me at Burning Man this year, feel free to come and say hi to me. Bye, guys.